paint, plumbing, electrical, garden. It's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
And welcome to Plus News for Tuesday, January 27, 2026. I am Julian Cruz. It was a hectic day in the old capital earlier this morning as the United Democratic Party joined forces with the unions to stage a protest in front of BTL's Belize City headquarters. The protest was in response to a board of directors meeting that was to take place inside the headquarters, where BTL would decide on whether or not they would be moving forward with the acquisition of SpeedNet. Leading the charge for the United Democratic Party was leader of the opposition, Honorable Tracy Panton, who called the proposed acquisition a bad deal for Belize.
Well, we had to make a very quick decision when we learned that the board was meeting today to agree on a provisional, to finalize the provisional agreement for this deal. And we all know that this deal is bad for Belize. It is a betrayal of taxpayers. And so we say no to the monopoly. We say no to the acquisition. We cannot spend $80 million of our taxpayers' money. Almost 100. Almost 100. We're not talking about we're not talking about legal fees yet. We're not talking all of these things with no disclosure. But even if there was disclosure, you cannot use a public asset with a private being. It's simply not acceptable. We say no to BPL. No to BPL. No information has been forthcoming, and it is my view that the level of arrogance by this administration, and certainly the level of arrogance by the chairman of BTL board, the fact that in spite of us asking to have meaningful dialogue, to have meaningful consultation, they're giving us a 10-slide presentation and said, that's it. Trust us because we say it's a good deal. It's not a good deal. They haven't provided any information to suggest that it's a good deal. And we have had enough. Enough is enough.
The protest also saw representation from a number of the unions across the country. Presidents of the NTUCB, CWU, and the PSU were all present, lending their voices to the protests.
Well, we have to put the pressure on. We have to put the pressure on for them to understand that when we say no, halt the process, we mean no, halt the process. That's why we're out here, and more will come, but it's too early in the morning, I guess, for others to reach here, but they'll reach here. We have to put the pressure on. The workers of Belize who are represented out here by this amount of persons from NTUCB means business. We do not want this acquisition to go ahead without us having the information, without SSB support, where we, as workers, pay contributions into SSB. That's our money going into SSB. So we want to ensure that they halt the process, stop. No, there's no need to rush. Let's get back around the table. Let's ensure that we go to the public to get the information out there. You notice we're at this side. We're just observing and we're keeping status of what's happening in there as well. Believe me, we know what's happening. So we are just waiting, ensuring that, of course, we are very respectful people. We're holding the peace, but we hope that we can continue holding the peace. And as long as they do the right thing and don't do anything today, it will remain like that.
This is a quick one for Belize. This is for our future. This is for the future for children and our grandchildren, several of whom I have. And I feel the need to be out there to protect their future, to say no to the acquisition of Smart. I am out here for all the people who are still at home, who can't come out, and for my members who can't leave work today. I'm happy to do this. I'll be out here again.
What's the implications of this deal based on your understanding?
It's great. There's too much at stake here for Belizeans to just sit back and watch it go through. We've had this before in the past with the same administration. I was upfront and foremost within Telcom, and I'll say it again. That was not an easy deal. We had the sinking fund on that. I asked somebody recently, have we paid off all those debts? I am still not aware. We can't sit down and let this happen again.
I will show up at every event that gives me an opportunity to hold leaders accountable. And so I found it important to be here because I am sick and tired of the Belizean people being saddled with debt upon debt upon debt, and the quality of life that we have to live in each and every day does not improve. Only a handful of people continue to benefit from successive government over the years. This privatization of public assets, the transfer of public funds into private hands, I keep saying these things to the Belizean people, that you're being treated as a bunch of slaves. You're exploiting your labor and you're not getting the just reward. Your quality of life may improve, but every time our government changes, you are new people and 200 millionaires.
At this morning's protest was UDP Senator Honorable Patrick Faber. According to Faber, while the proposed deal reeks of corruption, there is also a clear conflict of interest as it relates to the chair of BTL, Mark Lizarraga. Faber called for Lizarraga to resign.
There is a lot of family business going on here, and that can never be good for our country. And so we ask that that be eliminated. Starting with the chairman of BTL, he must resign. It is a clear conflict of interest. All they want with a PUP will line up. They're saying only 5 votes. It needs to pass. And you know that most of this vote is handpicked by the Prime Minister. It can't spell well for our country. It can't spell well for our democracy.
Today's protests in front of BTL's headquarters in Belize City began at 8:15 a.m. and saw over 200 participants calling for an end to the acquisition talks. While the protest began peacefully around 9 o'clock, chants led by Brian Yellowman Ordinate were made stating that at 10 o'clock, BTL's compound would get raided.
How can this government tell the people of Belize that they are going to make BTL acquire Smart? Why is it that they are even selling Smart? Is Smart even to make any money? If Smart was profitable, they don't want to sell Smart. I can tell you one thing, guaranteed, 10 o'clock, we will enter the compound.
You're out here encouraging disorder in a civil protest.
We are not encouraging any disorder. We are saying what they are doing in there is disorderly. What they are doing is disorderly. What they are doing in there is taking advantage of the people, and they are pushing down the acquisition of Smart down our throat. And we cannot take it anymore. Enough is enough. And 10 o'clock, I can assure you that 10 o'clock, everybody out here will be entering the compound. We are heading to the board meeting. We will do what we need to do to get there.
Storm the building, basically.
Exactly.
But then, what can be done to prevent that?
Shut down the meeting, leave, and we continue to discuss this thing. Listen to me. You cannot come to the people and tell the people, you know what? We want to sell Smart, BTL by Smart, and we want to say, whether we don't agree or not agree, we want to run with it. It cannot happen like that. We live in our country and this is our democracy. We cannot live our life where we have dictatorship. And this is dictatorship by the Prime Minister and his administration. And I am telling you, I guarantee you that we will enter the compound 10 o'clock.
The interview with Ordinate was conducted at 9:30 a.m. and 30 minutes later at 10 o'clock, he began storming the compound, leading to the group of protesters being pepper sprayed. Here is how that went.
And now protesters are storming the building. And there is a fight at this moment between protesters and the police. Things are getting out of control here at the moment. pepper sprayed. This is all unfolding live, and officers are pushing back, and so are the visitors pushing back. No pepper spray is being sprayed at the moment. Oh, the lady has been pushed down by the police, and she's on the ground now. And this is what's happening.
Following this morning's protests, BTL issued a press release condemning the protesters for illegally storming their compound. While BTL stated that they respected the public's rights to demonstrate peacefully, the line was crossed when their compound was breached. We quote, "Some of those protesters unlawfully trespassed on BTL's property and resisted the police's lawful attempts to eject those trespassers peacefully. BTL categorically condemns the unlawful occupation of BTL's premises by trespassers who have sought to disrupt BTL's legitimate business operations. These actions constitute a clear violation of BTL's property rights and created an unsafe environment for BTL's employees, visitors, customers, and trespassers themselves. BTL views these incidents with the utmost seriousness and continues to take appropriate measures to protect BTL's property and personnel," end quote. The release ends by stating that the Board of Directors meeting still took place where they discussed the severance decision of the CCJ. And while BTL says they are in active discussions regarding the CCJ's ruling, which ordered them to pay severance to a number of former employees, yesterday, the Belize Communications Workers Union held a press conference stating that BTL has been slow in issuing payments. Here is a snippet from the press conference.
We are all here as former employees of BTL who have created that giant, worked hard. We came in, like some of my brothers and sisters, the staff members used to say, BTL took the virginity as babies and work until they grade and then retire. And the BTL decide we don't have to give you severance, even though the law, and it went now, oh, they were going further. Oh, we're not paid now, we're not paid never, we're not. It went to the CCJ, and you're still denying despite the court says that they should pay everyone. They find reasons as why not to.
So instead of complying with the Belize labor laws, BTL chose to ignore them. Worse, the company went as far as attempting to coerce employees into signing away their legal right to severance as a condition to receive other payments due upon leaving the company. Some employees, under pressure, signed, others stood firm and refused to sign. The recent ruling of the Caribbean Court of Justice has now made it abundantly clear that BTL was wrong. The court confirmed that BTL's actions were an attempt to subvert the labor laws of Belize, and ordered the company to pay severance or interest included dating back to the time of their retirement or resignations.
If BTL cannot do this, and the government will not jump on them to get it done, this is the CCJ. What about when Guatemala say, or the ICJ say, Guatemala, you can't get none of Belize, but Guatemala say, I want to take the whole of Belize. Will the government allow them to do so? This is a precedent we're setting. If we can't work to ensure that BTL adhere to the court, the CCJ, what makes it sure that the government will get Guatemala to stand by the ruling of the ICJ? That's a thought that hit me.
The The former BTL employees also gave their thoughts on the ongoing discussions surrounding a potential merger of BTL and SpeedNet. According to some former employees, the acquisition would make zero sense, and they are of the opinion that there is no reason for BTL to make such a move.
We build BTL. That giant, it is we build. And there were times, and some staff are here who can tell you, when we buy smart, we buy our old house. We don't want no old house where you have to drop down, because BTL sold all our equipment, or got rid of them, did not sell, sorry. That became obsolete. And that's what Smart is bringing over to us. We don't need them in BTL. BTL needs the customers, not the job. The government can go ahead and buy that old house. They can buy it and take the people out of the house and send them over to BTL. They can pay for the house, but not with BTL's money, not with our money. Pay us our money. And not there to cheat the customers, because this is what they want to do. Monopoly, suck from the customers. So that's another topic that we want to discuss here today, because we are not in favor with that either.
Well, at first you guys know it was the whole set of them, and so it was old house. I'm like 3 or 4 old house, right? But now we end up with the other 3 old house left, so only one now we're interested in. But that old house not in a change, that's still an old house. And it's so sad, because we now are trying to respect this process, and we're trying to send these letters. We even have said, you know what, maybe we need an attorney to write on our behalf, and we started doing all of these things. And now, lo and behold, BTL has $180 million to spend on these old houses. And thinking that you cut it back to $80 million and make it better, we know it's still an old house. And I'm telling you, I have recently left. I have driven innovations in BTL. There is nothing that Smart can give us that we don't already have, not even the customers. Because a lot of customers have 2 phones. And your pocket only could give you, if you're salaried $100 or $1,000, only $1,000, you only could spend so much per phone. So don't tell us that it's because of the customers. We can beat Smart to the ground. We don't need to buy them for $80 million. These people in this room know what make the switch is. We have done those promotions. We have set up everything from customer service to the billing systems to the public relations to the marketing. We know what to make the switch. Beat them to the ground. For me, I don't think we need to be acquiring it with no Belizean money. None. I think that we should beat them to the ground, and that's the end of it.
Independent senators reiterate call for a halt of BTL SpeedNet acquisition, says an independent valuation is needed. We'll have that story and more when Plus News returns.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Every connection we make is more than just a signal. It's a student unlocking a future through digital education. A young mind daring to dream bigger. Our culture shared with the world in real time. And everyday heroes answering the call of civic duty. When we connect with Digi, we empower beliefs.
For decades, BEL has powered Belize's growth and progress, lighting homes, energizing industries, and fueling national development. But in a world reshaped by extreme weather patterns, digital transformation, and evolving customer needs, the future of energy demands a new approach. The future of energy is now, and it's not just about new technology, it's about people and how we use, manage, and store power smarter. BEL is leading the transformation, blending modern advancements with the wisdom of sustainable energy practices. Integrating technologies will redefine how Belize produces and uses energy. With distributed generation and smart grid technologies, customers are becoming power partners. Energy is no longer a one-way street. BEL is making key investments that will reinforce the grid to make this a reality, ensuring energy security for generations. At BEL, we are more than an energy provider. We work to safeguard Belize's energy future, which will have demand response programs, where customers will be able to shift use during peak hours to take advantage of the new time of use or off-peak rate structures, customer energy portals, real-time insights and tools to track usage and manage energy smarter, smart metering, advanced metering infrastructure, faster, safer service and actionable energy insights, distributed generation, integrating rooftop solar, microgrids and battery storage for two-way power flows into the national grid. Together, we are bringing you a brighter tomorrow.
This building that we have gotten, the Welcome Center, is not just walls and it's not just here to beautify the Punta Gorda town and as an extension the Toledo district and Belize, but it's also here to play a main purpose and a role, and that is to continue to promote our tourism sector in Belize. This provides us a platform and a venue for us to be able to do multiple things in working towards enhancing the tourism environment in Toledo and really showcasing it not only to locals but also to our international guests, which are paramount for us to continue to grow this industry.
This project, like others that we're working on throughout the country, was designed and is being delivered by Belizeans. We have spoken to the communities, we've spoken to tourism stakeholders and what needs to be done to ensure that we have the necessary infrastructure to improve the quality of the visitor experience.
Come to banquet, find your way. Engines roar at the break of day. Volvo outboard surf the waves. Castrol oil is what they crave. Live with power, feel the sound. Heavy machines shake the ground. Riding Honda, feeling proud. Rev it up and shout aloud. Feel the wind against your skin. Smell so wide, let's begin. At banquet where dreams ignite. Gear up, and let's take flight. Kohler's power runs our towns. JCB lifts heavy pounds. Find the tools to build your dreams. Banquip's got the best machines. Grip the wheel and never slip. Feel the rush, it's time to trip. Every brand you know and love. Banquip fits you like a glove. Feel the wind against your skin. Smell so wide, let's begin. At Banquip where dreams ignite. Gear up, and let's take flight.
Banquip, equipment, parts, service. We represent quality.
in Belize City, concerns over the proposed acquisition of SpeedNet by Belize Telemedia Limited were already being raised at the national level. In a joint statement issued on Monday, January 26, the four independent senators publicly called on the Public Utilities Commission, the PUC, to strictly follow the law governing mergers and acquisitions in the telecommunications sector. The senators reminded the Commission that under the Telecommunications Act, the PUC is legally required to carry out a competition impact assessment before approving any agreement that could significantly reduce competition. They also echoed calls from the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the National Trade Union Congress of Belize, and the parliamentary opposition for all binding decisions by the BTL Board and the Social Security Board to be put on hold. That pause, they say, would remain in place until there is full legal compliance and an independent valuation of the proposed acquisition. The independent senators warned that any move which could turn Belize's telecommunications industry into a monopoly would be a step backward and potentially in violation of the Belize Telecommunications Act. They further stated that in keeping with their constitutional duty and commitment to social justice, they will remain united in opposing any decisions that they believe conflict with both the spirit and the letter of Belize's laws. A San Pedro teacher has been sentenced to 18 months imprisonment after being convicted of 2 counts of sexual assault involving students. Alex Jason Norales of Barracuda Street, Boca del Rio area in San Pedro town was found guilty of sexually assaulting 2 second-form students in incidents reported to have occurred in January 2024. He was acquitted of a 3rd charge involving a first-form student. Norales was sentenced to 2 18-month prison terms, which the magistrate ordered to run concurrently, resulting in an effective sentence of 18 months. During the trial, the court expressed doubts regarding the charge related to the first-form student, leading to his acquittal on that count. In a statement to the court, Norales denied the allegations, stating that while he hugged the students, the gestures were innocent. He was represented by attorney Ronel Gonzalez. This conviction marks Norales' first for a sexual assault offense. Police are investigating a double homicide that occurred in Ladyville on Sunday evening, where 2 men were shot and killed just minutes apart in separate incidents. The first victim has been identified as Shaquem Ferguson, who was fatally shot on Joe Louis Road on his way home sometime after 5:30 p.m. Assistant Commissioner of Police Hilberto Romero tells us more.
On Sunday around 5:32 p.m., Ladyville police responded to a shooting incident at Joe Louis Road. Upon the arrival, they saw the lifeless body of a male person identified as Shaquem Ferguson, and he had multiple gunshot injuries. Information is that Ferguson went to his house after going to the store, and he was approached by a male person who was in the vehicle, who fired several shots towards his direction, causing his fatal injuries. We are seeking 2 suspects and a vehicle in regards to this murder. We have information that it is drug related, and he was targeted as he was going to his house.
Is it that individuals were following him?
Yes, that is the information we have, that he was at another address in Ladyville, and he was followed from there, and that is where he was targeted as he arrived at his house.
Just moments later, a second shooting was reported in the area. The second victim was identified as Elroy Bainton, who was gunned down on Yellowtail Street. Romero confirmed that investigators believe that the same 2 suspects are responsible for both shooting deaths.
Shortly thereafter, around approximately 30 minutes, again, the police responded to another shooting and received information that a male person had been shot at Yellowtail Street. He was identified as Elroy Bainton, and he was taken to KHMH for treatment. Shortly thereafter, he succumbed to his injuries. Information that Bainton was at that street when a person came and fired several shots, causing his fatal injuries. Again, we are seeking 2 persons and a vehicle in regards to this shooting. Yes, we believe they are connected. These persons were together prior to the shootings at Yellowtail Street. Shakim left and he was followed, and then they came back for Bainton.
Officers are currently working to identify both suspects along with the vehicle in which they were traveling. The Belmopan City Council has condemned one of its employees after a video circulating social media showed the employee stealing money from a child at a local business. In an official statement, the council described the incident as completely unacceptable and emphasized that such behavior goes against the established standards expected to be upheld by its employees. Maintaining a zero-tolerance policy for theft, abuse of trust, or any conduct which endangers residents of the reputation, which endangers residents or the reputation of the institution, the council affirmed that appropriate administrative and disciplinary actions are currently being pursued. The council further encourages residents to report any suspicious or improper conduct involving council employees or services. And you can call 675-TELL, a confidential hotline provided by the council for your action and access. BL launches 80 megawatt utility scale solar project development. More on that right after this break.
Every project starts with the right tools. At Builders Hardware, we got everything to get the job moving. Tools, paint, plumbing, electrical, garden, it's all here from construction start to finish. We're also offering a different kind of power tool. Order anytime, anywhere. Pick up in store or get it delivered to your home. Go to shopbuildersbz.com today and save money with our exclusive online deals. Builders Hardware, making it easier.
Pay early and save more on your 2026 property taxes. From January 1st to March 31st, 2026, your Belize City Council is offering incredible property tax discounts that you won't want to miss. Prepay your annual property tax by January 31st, 2026 and enjoy 15% off. Pay by February 28th and you'll save 10%. And if you pay by March 31st, you'll still enjoy a 5% discount. But wait, there's more. Senior citizens can enjoy a fantastic 35% discount upon full payment of property taxes for the property they reside on, all year round. Please note these discounts are available only to property owners who are up to date with their accounts. As you take advantage of this discount, we kindly remind all property owners of your responsibility to visit City Hall or utilize our online platform to complete your payments and to ensure your contact information is accurately updated in our system. For more details on these incentives, visit our Belize City Council Facebook page or give us a call at 227-3073, extension 261 or 264, or email our revenue department at revenue.admin@BelizeCityCouncil.org. Remember, your property tax supports cleaner streets, infrastructure development, and a city that keeps moving forward. Your Belize City Council, always about the people.
Maras me, my data done, and I really need to get my ARA out today.
Really? Well, you can join our Smart Group plan.
Really? How that work?
Easy, let me tell you.
Whether it's family, friends, or your small business, we've got the perfect plan for every group. More members equals more savings, more connections. Smart group plans bring the connectivity you love to you and your circle. No one gets left behind. Explore Share One package options and add on unlimited data, calls, and SMS for the entire group for less than $50 per member. Visit any Smart showroom countrywide or email sales@speednet-wireless.com to sign up today. Smart, bringing people together.
like it's hot.
Cyber Realty and Development is the leader in providing solutions to the current land crisis in Belize. For homeowners and investors alike, Cyber Realty is offering special deals on half-acre parcels in its new Emery Village development. Enjoy prime land off Mile 37 on the George Price Highway at an unbeatable price. All you need is the initial down payment of $275 Belize dollars. Take advantage and reserve your half-acre home sites today. Emery Village. Join the community. Invest in your future.
Hey, babe, I need some cash.
Okay, right now transfer some.
Short on cash? Make up the difference with V-Bucks. Transfer V-Bucks quickly and easily. Enjoy your shopping experience at V-Mart or any other Benny's entity and get rewarded today.
Mom, nothing fast, but how you do that just now?
V-Bucks? V-Bucks. Rewarding loyalty.
Belize Electricity Limited, along with the Ministry of Public Utilities, Energy and Logistics and the World Bank's International Finance Corporation, has launched plans for new large-scale solar energy projects across the country. BEL has issued a request to pre-qualify private developers to build up to 80 megawatts of solar power at 3 to 4 locations in the city or in Belize. The projects will be developed under the World Bank's Scaling Solar Program. According to BEL, the initiative aims to increase renewable energy use, reduce reliance on electricity imports, and strengthen national energy security with a target of 75% renewable generation by 2030. Yesterday, the government of Belize launched a new national initiative, Greening Belize, 1 million trees for climate and sustainable development. It's aimed at planting 1 million trees across the country by 2035. The reforestation effort encourages public participation as part of a broader strategy to restore forests and strengthen climate resilience. As part of the initiative, the ministry and its partners have also introduced a micro-grants program targeting conservation-minded individuals and organizations within the Belize River watershed. The program is designed to support community-led efforts that contribute to the long-term preservation of Belize's forests. The Greening Belize initiative underscores a national commitment to environmental restoration, sustainable development, and community empowerment, positioning reforestation as a key investment in a healthier future for generations to come. The Minister of Sustainable Development, Orlando Habet, told us more.
There is a saying I often return to, and that is a Chinese saying, that says, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Today, Belize chooses now because Belize has always lived under the shade of the tree. Remember Sobumbra floreo. Our forests, mangroves, rivers, and farms are not just features of our landscape, they are part of who we are as a people. They protect us from storms, feed our families, support livelihoods, and anchor our resilience in a changing climate. But we also know this truth. What we do not protect, we will eventually lose. That is why today, on behalf of the government of Belize, I am proud to officially launch the Greening Belize Initiative, a national effort and long-term program of the government of Belize aimed at restoring landscapes, strengthening climate resilience, and supporting sustainable development across the country. Greening Belize is designed as a comprehensive national initiative made up of multiple components. Within this broader framework, the Global Environment Facility, through UNDP, is supporting key components, including the Greening Belize app, targeted landscape restoration activities, and related interventions to be launched today under the GEF-supported Integrated Management of Production Landscapes to deliver global environmental benefits. We thank GEF and UNDP for their support of these components. We look forward to our continued partnership, and we also take this moment to invite additional partners to join us in strengthening and in expanding the full implementation of this national initiative. This initiative is guided by government leadership, but it is powered by partnerships, because no ministry, no program, and no budget can plant 1 million trees alone. Greening Belize depends heavily on the strength of our NGOs, conservation partners, community organizations, farmers, youth, the private sector, our school system, the universities, and everyday Belizeans who are willing to replant, to protect, and work with nature rather than against it.
Following the launch of the program, the Prime Minister planted the first tree under the new initiative. And so we're down by 1 tree. And that concludes our newscast for tonight. We want to thank you so much for tuning into Plus News. And be sure to join us right here again tomorrow evening when we bring you all the latest happenings from around the country. Until then, do have ourselves a safe evening, and we will see you back here again tomorrow. God bless. Take care.